Well, hey guys, Silly Tucker, and we're back to the episode of ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a good time. The response from the last episode of the 01 save with 370 has been great. A shoot in the shit, if you will. Jesus Christ, why am I burping so much? What the fuck? Why does this happen now? But you know what? It's good. It's good stuff. I'm very pleased with everything. We're getting closer and closer and closer to 1,000 subs, which is crazy. I think I say that every time. I think I call it mental every time I mention it, but like it is. It baffles me. It baffles me that this many people watch this terrible content. No, but of course I am always extremely grateful. YouTube has become such a big part of my life over the past couple years, and I really still do enjoy it. So thank you all for hanging around, I guess. But yeah, this is Anarchy Rulz. Yeah, it's a big show tonight. It's our final pay-per-view. We are now officially 1 month away from November to Remember. I think I just cut off with it's our final pay-per-view. It's our final pay-per-view before our biggest show of the year, November to Remember. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. We broke out the red skin because you see the logo over here, right? Haha, see, it's red too. And really, I think it's going to be good. I hope you guys think it's good too. I hope the game thinks it's good. No, I'm kidding. I don't book for ratings. I say that all the time. But we got a bit of an important show tonight. We are in the Riley Center, as we were for Hardcore TV last week. So without further ado, let's do the show. So we're going to kick things off with the way we always do. Paul Heyman, he runs down the card. We've got Jerry Lynn taking on Bam Bigelow. It's a battle of friends. Bam believes that Jerry betrayed him. Steven Regal versus Rob Van Dam. The winner becoming #1 contender for the ECW World Championship. That person getting a shot at, again, our biggest show of the year, November to Remember. Very important match. The final of the best of 5 series between the Hardy Brothers and Chris Candido and Lance Storm, the Stormtroopers, which is weird. I just noticed Lance Storm, Stormtroopers. Wasn't really meant to be like that, but whatever. That's not how I take it ever, but whatever. And then we have the television title match. Stevie Richards, who made his return, I think, earlier this month. Yeah, I think the first show of October. He asked for a TV title shot, you know. Tazz has been looking for competition, and Tazz said, yeah, fine, step up, buddy. So yeah, it's a big night tonight. And we go straight into the commentators. Joey Styles, Joel Gertner, welcome to the show, everyone. You know, the crowd's fucking hyped. We're ramping up for our biggest show of the year, in what's been one hell of a year, in my opinion. This is not our biggest show of the year. I don't know if I'm way too hyped about this show, but it's gonna be a fun show, I like to think. Did I change Joey's picture? I don't know. I've changed quite a few pictures. You'll notice a few of them as we go. I've just updated some as we go. I'll have to update some in like a couple months anyways, because I didn't update any of the 97 ones to 98, because I think I was waiting for a little bit, so now I'm going to have to change the fucking 98 ones to the 99 ones in just like 2 months. So whatever, that's okay. But you know, they welcome us to the show. They run down the card, kind of just the same as Heyman did, but a little bit less, you know what I mean, more literal sense, talking about the matches. The Hardy Brothers make their way to the ring. Bit of a shit rating, that's all right. And it's time, folks. Styles and Gertner talk about how the Hardy Brothers, they were up 2-0. And then, after having a sit-down talk with the franchise, the leader of the Triple Threat, Shane Douglas, the troops of the Triple Threat, his Stormtroopers, Shane Douglas's Stormtroopers, they came back, and now we're tied 2-2, with all the momentum on the side of Lance Storm and Chris Candido. Can the Hardy Brothers overcome the odds? They've been beaten twice in a row now, but they've also beaten Chris Candido and Jeff Hardy and Lance Storm twice in a row now. It's a huge match with huge implications. Of course, the winner of this match will become #1 contender and will face the ECW World Tag Team Champions, the Dudley Boys, at November to Remember. I had to think about what show. It's only, you know, I think, how many times do I say now, our biggest show of the year? I just say that every fucking 5 minutes now, apparently. But yeah, it's an okay rating. But it's time for the match, folks. It's time to end this. Who will be #1 contender? And a 66C plus, very solid way to open it up, in my opinion. And about that had good wrestling, but didn't have much heat. The Stormtroopers fucking make the comeback. They beat the Hardy Boys in 1832 when Chris Candido defeated Matt Hardy by pinfall with an Imperial March. This is a fast-paced, but like long, you know what I mean? Like it's fast-paced, but they can serve their energy at different points, you know what I mean? It's a fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, little back and forth. But really, at the end of it, the thing that wins it, and if you're going to be honest, the thing that wins the entire series for Lance Storm and Chris Candido is their experience. Maybe not teaming together, because maybe Jeff and Matt have a little bit of a edge when it comes to teaming together. You know, they're brothers. They've been with each other their whole life. They've been teaming their whole life, if you like to say. But the Stormtroopers have that edge as competitors. Both of them have been in the business for such a long time. They're tops in their craft. Chris Candido, one of the best high flyer and brawler hybrids we have in the company. Lance Storm, probably one, if not two, in best technical wrestlers, maybe only rivaled by our world champion, Jerry Lynn. He is an extremely, extremely great technical wrestler. Candido's pretty solid too, but of course, you know, he's got more of that high-flying, brawling side to him. They've got a nice little dynamic going on. And that allows them to pick up the victory. And we go to the post-match. And Dawn Marie, Chris Candido, and Lance Storm are celebrating. And Matt just kind of sits in the ring. And he's like, oh, fuck, are you joking? Holy shit, we just lost. We were up 2-0, and we just lost. We fucking blew a 2-0 lead. And he sits there, and he looks at Jeff. And Jeff is just fucking pissed looking, you know what I mean? He just looks angry. Just, you know, how did that happen? How did they let that happen? And Matt kind of motions for Jeff to come over to him, and he hugs his brother. And you know, amidst the crowd noise and stuff like that, we can hear between Jeff and Matt say, you know, we'll get here again. We'll do this again. Don't you worry. And then Jeff kind of nods, you know, and the two of them exchange some more words. We can't really make it out. But, you know, they're nodding at each other. And after the Stormtroopers have already left, you know, Jeff and Matt kind of nod to each other. And they walk out. Standing ovation from the crowd, by the way, I'd like to thank for the both of them. They're very, very young guys who were rushed into this program. You know, maybe their tag team experience wasn't as high as it should have been fighting at this level, but they have showed that they are definitely major players here in the tag team division and will be for years. We'll go with years to come. And ladies and gentlemen, that means we can officially book a match for November to remember, but I'm not going to do it yet. And you'll learn why later. Wait, hold on, let me think. No, we can book a match. Hold on, sorry. For the ECW World Tag Team titles. It is. Where are they? Where are they? The Stormtroopers. Chris Candido and Lance Storm taking on the Dudley. See, Dudley's got new pictures. The Dudley Boys. And that's for the ECW World Tag Team titles. Here, hold on. I'm going to rename that. Actually, you know what? We'll just call it ECW World Tag Team. I think that works well enough. So, boom. There we go. We've got that match booked in. It's our first match on the card for our show of shows, so to speak. And a very good opener. We cut backstage, and it's Jerry Lynn. And we asked Jerry, Jerry, big match tonight. Big opponent tonight. Jerry's like, yeah. But I've beaten Bam before. I know Bam. I mean, at least I used to know Bam. He's kind of different than he was. But I know him. I know his tricks in the ring. I know what he's going to be looking for. I knew it before, so why would I not know it now? Unless he pulls something on me that I haven't seen before, things should be good. And I expect for him to pull something I haven't seen before, and I'm not sure what it is, because that'd be the whole purpose of him pulling something I hadn't seen before, but I can tell you I don't think it's going to get me off my game. I'm world champion. I fought my whole life to achieve this. You know, I haven't been shy about saying this has been a dream of mine. I think a dream of everybody, whoever steps into pro wrestling, to be a world champion. But now that I've got this belt, I don't know what's going to stop me. Jerry, you know, speaking of possibly stopping you, if you get through tonight and you get through Bam Bigelow, there's an opportunity you could face either Lord Steven Regal or Rob Van Dam. You got any thoughts on those guys? Jerry's like, yeah, both those guys are great, you know. I don't mean to sound kind of, what's the word? Absent, maybe, when it comes to them. I'm definitely paying attention to that. You know what I mean? You have to. Regal's gonna find me. Oh, shit, when I was talking about technical wrestlers, how the fuck did I not mention Regal? Anyways, you know, Regal's the fucking legend when it comes to technical wrestling. Van Dam, he can do it all. But tonight, I'm not really thinking about Van Dam or Regal. I just gotta get through tonight, right? And I think that's kind of how I've been going here. Get through tonight. I'm going to beat the beast. I'm going to slay the beast. And I'll talk to you guys with this belt still around my shoulder, hopefully. Thanks, Jerry. So Jerry walks off, or whatever, a world champion, having said his piece. He's training for that main event match tonight. A big, big one. Him versus Bam Bigelow. Former friends collide for the ECW World Championship. You know, Jerry said it. He's already beaten Bam Before, but, you know, Bam Bam's definitely game planning for this. We got a promo from Stevie Richards. He's got the blue meanie with him. We kind of go to a different area backstage, and we're like, hey, Stevie, you know, you're facing Tazz tonight. What's going through your mind right now? Rich is like, yeah, you know, Tazz is a fierce competitor. I was about to call him a pretty big deal. and Meanie's kind of like, he. You know, they snicker to each other. I can't do a snicker. maybe that's it. they snicker to each other. Kind of goofy faces. But no, I have too much respect for Tazz to say that. He's definitely done some crazy stuff with that World Television Championship. He's put it on the map, realistically. He's done some things with that belt that I don't think anybody thought were possible. He's held it for a ridiculously long amount of time. I think about, is it a year now? And he doesn't look to be slowing down. He's still tossing people around. But tonight's going to be different, right? Right? We've all got confidence in me, right? I mean, he's like, yeah, Stevie, you got this. Exactly. See, Meanie's got confidence in me. I'm going to stop Tazz. Clean. I'm going to stop him like a train hitting the brakes. And Meanie's kind of like, Stevie, that's not really fast. That's like, what do you mean? It's not like a fast thing. Like, okay, when a train hits the brakes, it takes like a significant distance to properly like decelerate. And Stevie's like, okay, new analogy. I'm going to stop him like I was parallel parking a car. I mean, he's like, okay, Stevie, I know you know that makes no sense. Stevie's like, okay, I'm going to stop him like Eric Bischoff stopped my pay after I got injured. How about that one? Meanie's like, I don't know, man, that's a you thing. I don't really know how fast that was. Stevie's like, yeah, kind of just looks off all sad, and he says, but that's not where my mind is. My mind isn't on Eric Bischoff. I'm never on Eric Bischoff. I mean, I'm never involved with Eric Bischoff. Whatever. Listen. Tonight, I've got Tazz. Tonight, I've got the World Television Champion. I gotta be focused, okay? So, that's all I gotta say. Thank you. And so, Stevie continues to train for that match later on tonight. Holy shit, it's time. We run through a hype video recounting the birth of the new era. Two guys who wanted to change the very philosophy of this company. They wanted to change the fabric of the nature of ECW. Wanted to change what the E stood for. They wanted to change it to entertainment. No, they wanted to change it from extreme to something different. Maybe keep the extreme, but change what it referred to. Gone would be the weapons and their so-called trash bag wrestlers, and in would be an era of the athlete, of the grappler. Fierce competitors going back and forth, upholding codes of honor, and fighting in the ring like gladiators. Respect between opponents. My dog's barking in the background. Like dogs fighting, but like respectfully. That's terrible. That's terrible. Cut that. I can't cut that. I don't know how to cut that. I don't have editing software on this computer. Okay. Never mind. And they were successful. Van Dam and Regal, this coalition, this group that wanted to bring in a new era to the company. And they were so successful, they were granted a #1 contender shot at the ECW World Championship if they could beat Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman. Two dudes they've been fighting for months against in order to try to, defend the fabric of the company versus those who would wish to change it. And Regal and Van Dam won. Unparalleled, unmatched by their peers. Two of the best in the company. Victorious. And now, the world title shot. It was confirmed after the match by Paul Heyman that it was indeed a world title shot. Meaning one. Meaning that either Van Dam or Regal would have to take the shot alone. And of course, as it always does, bickering ensued. The two argued back and forth, and they came down to one decision, the way that they had always envisioned it. Arguments settled not with just words, not with just fists or weapons backstage, but in the ring, mano a mano, grapple to grapple. And tonight, it is time. Right now it is time. Who will be facing the winner of Jerry Lynn versus Bam Bigelow? Who will be the #1 contender come November to remember, come the biggest show of the year? Will it be Rob Van Dam, or will it be Lord Steven Regal? In a 74 B-, and about that had superb wrestling and good heat, Rob Van Dam beats Steven Regal in 28-32 by pinfall with a 5-star frog splash. What a hell of a match, I will just say. This is everything you think it would be in your head. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Like, when I say Steven Regal versus Rob Van Dam, you probably have a couple spots in your head that you immediately think of. And they do them all. All those ones that you're thinking of right now, because they're the exact same ones that are in my head. And I'm not just saying this is a cop-out because I can't think of any spots, because I can think of plenty. It's just these two are so fucking good that I think they could perform any spots they wanted to. It's the cream of the crop, so to speak, in this company, battling it out to become the cream of the crop in this company, to face the world champion. And Rob Van Dam is able to do it. He beats Steven Regal, and Rob Van Dam has a shot to become world champion. And post-match, Rob Van Dam stands victorious, and he goes over to Steven Regal, and he extends his hand. These two talked about how may the best man win, and Regal looks at it. Regal shakes his head at Van Dam. He says, no. And Regal leaves. And Van Dam kind of looks at Regal. And he's not too sure what this means for the whole new era thing. Egos be egos. Let's leave it at that. So Van Dam's the #1 contender now. And we get a backstage promo from the #1 contender right now. It's Bam Bigelow. He's with Chastity. He cuts a promo. On Jerry Lynn, we ask him. He says, Jerry's a bug that's about to get squashed. Every once in a while, you get that Cinderella story. And sometimes David does beat Goliath. Have you ever wondered why David made sure to kill Goliath? I'm assuming he killed Goliath, because, that'd be really stupid if he didn't, right? It's because if David didn't kill Goliath, Goliath would come back. Angrier. Meaner. More aggressive than before. And that's what we've got tonight. Maybe I took Jerry Lynn too lightly. Maybe Jerry Lynn just beat me. But Jerry Lynn can't beat me now. Not while I'm in his head. Not while I'm in the best shape I have been for a very long time. Not while I am at the peak of my performance. Tonight. And new. And we have a video package highlighting Tazz. It's time for the World Television title match. Tazz, he's a fucking animal. What do I have to say more, okay? This dude runs through everybody. His one loss on TV this year was via bullshit. And you know, these two... These two? Who are these two? Who are these two? There's no two. And Tazz is just... He's a monster. You know what I mean? He's like a... He's a tiny monster. I think the best tweet that I've seen right recently is of Pete Dunne, and it just says "I was Tazz." I don't really know what "I was Tazz" means, but when I think of Pete Dunne, I definitely think of Tazz, kind of the shorter guy who's a fucking animal and will kill you and will eat you alive, rip you bone from bone, limb from limb, pick the meat off your bones. A monster. And Tazz is definitely a monster. It's time for the World Television title match. It's a 65C+. It's exactly what you expect. It's 12 minutes of dissection. Tazz is Tazz. Stevie Richards is a comedy mid-carder at best. Tazz rips apart Richards. Richards does, though, definitely give him a bit of a run for his money, right? 12 minutes isn't just all Tazz killing him. It's a definite back and forth for a little while, but Tazz is Tazz. You can't beat him. I think I've established this now well enough. You can't beat him. He's Tazz. He's better Brock Lesnar. As in, Tazz will actually show up and work 365 days a year. And he'll put on good matches with workers who aren't very good. Tazz wins, retains, period. And after the match, Tazz wins, retains, witness greatness, period. Who's gonna stop him? Who's gonna stop him? Fucking no one at this rate. Sandman cuts promo with Woman. You know, Woman, again, talks about, oh, this is Sandman. He's fucking rejuvenized. He's a monster now. He's angry, and he's gonna have a match right now. And Tazz fights Big Dick Dudley, and he just fucking beats the shit out of Big Dick Dudley. Just for like 5 minutes. Just fucking beats the shit out of him. Very similar to what we saw on Hardcore TV. Sandman is Sandman. He's back. He's angry. He's vicious. He's got a cigar out his mouth. He's got a cane. He's got a beer can. He's got a woman with him. Who's that woman? Whose side is she on? But just Jesus Christ, Sandman's violent, unforgiving. He's the Sandman. I've kind of handled Sandman really poorly, I think. He's been a bit of a whipping boy, I guess. It's the best way to describe it for this series. And I'm kind of trying to make up with that here. Having him just kill people. Oh yeah, Beulah got a new picture. We go backstage, and holy shit, it's the franchise, and Tommy Dreamer, and they're brawling. You know, they're fighting over what was said at Hardcore TV. You know, it's about a 6-minute whole process, you know what I mean? Just the two of them battling back and forth. They go from locker room to locker room. You know, they fight out in a, maybe like a common area. I don't really know what the hell to call it, you know, but like, they fight. Maybe they fight in a washroom. Kind of like, think of like the hardcore bullshit that me and 370 do in our 01 series. But kind of here with like a little bit less comedy to it, a little bit more, oh shit, these two want to fucking kill each other. And Beulah looks on the whole time and is like, that's a really, really hot picture. Yeah, good stuff, I guess. And it's time. It's time for your main event. Jerry Lynn, Bam Bigelow. Friends, you know, Bam Bam thought Jerry turned on him. Jerry thought Bam Bam turned on him. Who turned on who at this point? It's up to you, I think. I definitely think that in terms of this story, Jerry Lynn is definitely the one who was wronged in my mind while writing it. But as I began to look back, and part of what kind of created the side angle of Bam Bam feeling betrayed by Jerry is that Jerry was definitely a snarky bitch to Bam Bam. And I think either way you look at it, both guys have kind of turned on each other, and it's a pretty toxic relationship, which has turned even more toxic. And it's time to fucking solve it. The only way possible, apparently, in wrestling. And that's by two dudes getting all sweaty and grappling each other while wearing nothing. It's time. World champion versus challenger. Beast versus guy. I don't know. Dude with some charisma. Jerry Lynn versus Bam Bigelow. Who will be champion come November to remember? In a 76 B-, I know he's so fucking good. I knew it was the right call to let these guys main event. And about that, I had great wrestling, a decent reaction from the crowd. Jerry Lynn defeats Bam Bigelow in 25:04 by submission with a cross arm breaker submission. Jerry Lynn makes defense number 2 of his ECW World Heavyweight Championship. Jerry Lynn does it. He's the ultimate underdog. He's the everyman. He does it. He slays Goliath again. Jerry Lynn's going to go to November to remember. And in the main event, we've got a whole 1 month to build to this shit. It's going to be Jerry Lynn taking on not Roadkill, Rob Van Dam. Wow. I think that's a main event. I definitely think that's a main event. It was Lynn who Van Dam had his really good matches later on with, right? In like 2001. That wasn't Carino, right? That was definitely Lynn. If it's Carino, then whatever, that's okay. But if it's Lynn, then I'm even more hyped because those matches are fucking amazing. Overall, though, the underdog has his day. It's the year of the dog now, boys. The underdog gets his day. And afterwards, Jerry Lynn holds the belt up high. He looks, he holds it up, and then he brings it down, and he looks at it. And I don't know if he's shocked at what he did, or if he's just, like accepting it or what, but he just looks at that belt, nods, kind of says something to himself, and holds it back up. Again, as much as we can't hear what he said, it's a statement loud and clear. Champion. I think that was pretty good. What'd you guys think? Up in 11, 69 C+. I want to talk to Bam Bam, because Bam Bam's pissed that, I put Jerry over him, and I'm like, have you not been watching the show? Do you not know how much I love Jerry? I want to talk to Rob for being great. And actually, I want to talk to Tazz, because Tazz is fucking Tazz, dude. I can't, all right? He's an animal. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing that. It's a pretty long episode here, but I think for a good reason. I think that was a pretty important show. We are now officially, how many shows away? I think four shows away from November to remember. Our big show. I've got some plans. I've got a lot of plans. I've actually sent the whole card to 370. And if I don't know if you guys can trust 370's opinion. I assume you can. But he says he doesn't have a single complaint with it. He thinks it's fucking awesome looking. So I hope you guys will think so as well. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, the end of next week or whatever, we'll do our normal roundup or whatever of money. Actually, we lost a lot of money that month. Well, we were not gaining as much as we were before. Is that because of the pay-per-view? It is. The production costs are about the same. Where's the pay-per-view thing? Am I stupid? Show cost is way up because we got to do the pay-per-view. Okay. That's definitely interesting. We may make way more money when we don't run a pay-per-view. That's okay, though, because our ticket sales are up. Our pay-per-view revenue is up from where it was, right? And that's all that really matters. It's up from where it was. I expect a higher buy rate for... what's that show called? November to Remember. I wanted to quickly look at show history. What was our buy rate here for Anarchy Rulz? 0.04. So it's 1,826 buys versus, when was our last pay-per-view? Heaven, wasn't it? Yeah, 1,310. WrestlePalooza, I think, is a certain like number of event, right? So it got 3,000 buys. Barely Legal. Living Dangerously got 2,000 buys. So we're kind of like on the down for some reason come pay-per-views. Oh, that's because we're on a smaller network, right? Yeah, because we were on Request TV, and now we're on TVN Entertainment. So that's why those ones are a little bit lower than they were before. But that's okay. I'll take it because I think we're grinding, you know what I mean? On that slow grind, baby. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed. As always, if you want to see what happens in between these 6 days between this show and Hardcore TV, you can follow my Twitter. Banners at the top. I tweet various random things. It's kind of fun times, maybe. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed. This is Silly Tuck. Signing out.